Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got breaking news into the newsroom where Pamlico County firefighters are fighting a house fire early on this morning. Now this is a live coverage at the scene. We have our very own Stephen Glover who is capturing this video. These are again the firefighters wrapping up the extinguishing of the blaze that are home on 5900, and that's a block of Kershaw Road near Arapahoe in Pamlico County. Now again, smoke could be seen around the home earlier this morning with damage on the side. There you can clearly see windows burned out on the second story. Again, along with over on the right-hand side of your screen, still smoldering remains of what appears to be either a shed or maybe an out garage, some sort of structure, again, collapsed due to the fire. Now we will have more information on this story as we get later on into the morning, but as you can see, again, firefighters still very much actively trying to extinguish the last of those flames. And now we want to turn our attention to the government shutdown, where could be coming to an end today after the Senate passed a bill to fund the government for at least the next several months. NBC's Alice Barr has more on the developments.
In a major step toward reopening the government, the Senate overnight giving its final approval to a bill that funds the government through the end of January.
The bill as amended is passed.
It now heads to the House, where members in recess since late September are racing back to Washington.
I got a consensus among the members, and that is what we will do.
House Republicans can only afford to lose 2 votes, with Democrats opposed.
We're going to fight hard to defeat it.
The party divided over the move by 8 Senate Democrats who broke ranks to vote with Republicans to end the shutdown, despite no promises on the central sticking point, extending Affordable Care Act subsidies.
I think it was a terrible, terrible vote at a time when we have a broken health care system.
Senate leadership did agree to a vote before the subsidies expire at the end of the year, sending health care costs soaring.
We crystallized the fight about health care for the American people and made it clear who's holding that up. It's President Donald Trump, it's Speaker Johnson, and it's the Republicans.
Others arguing Democrats were winning the messaging fight on health care and affordability.
You saw that the polling was going our way, and we could have, in my opinion, continued talking about that and potentially had a better outcome.
Republicans saying they want a health care fix too. President Trump again floating sending Americans direct payments paid for through tariff revenue.
We want a health care system where we pay the money to the people instead of the insurance companies.
Administration officials have couched that idea as informal brainstorming. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Well, thank you very much, Alice, for that report. We now turn to your weather forecast, where earlier today, we did indeed catch some snowflakes across eastern North Carolina, so much so that we actually saw some light accumulations around eastern North Carolina. We have some pictures. We're going to share more of these pictures through the day. Again, here's a few of them. This one sent in from Beargrass by Lynn Rogerson. Thank you so much, Lynn. There you can clearly see grassy surfaces covered in white. Something you don't usually see in November in eastern North Carolina. Here's a photo sent in by Rosalind Wilder. Again, lots of snow. Well, not lots. It's a dusting, but clearly accumulated snow on the grassy surfaces, as well as the trees off in the distance. Thank you so much, Rosalind, for sending that one in. And finally, we've got Susan in Windsor sending this beautiful picture in. Got the flag in there for Veterans Day, and of course the snow. A snowy snowscape, if you will, behind it. Very cool stuff. Now, again, if you want to get your picture on TV, send it on over to Carolina Camera. Now, here's what we've got right now across eastern North Carolina in terms of air temperatures. Right now, most of us in the mid to upper 30s. We do still have a Hosky sitting at around 33 degrees, 34 through both Stumpy Point as well as Roanoke Rapids. The rest of us generally at around 35 to about 40 degrees. It's not going to be a warm day. I know that probably isn't all that shocking to you as we just went over some snow pictures, but I want to highlight the fact that we are going to see lots of sunshine today. Air temperatures, though, will remain in the mid to upper 40s throughout the afternoon. It's going to be chilly, it's going to be cool, and the winds are providing even more of that chilly factor because, again, you got wind chills. We're to that point of the year where we are talking about wind chills. So, coming up this afternoon, as temperatures reach into the mid, possibly upper 40s, you got to remember it's going to feel like we are in the low 40s through the afternoon. Just because it says 47 degrees out there doesn't mean it's going to feel like 47 degrees out there because of those winds. 10 to 20 mile an hour sustained winds expected through the afternoon. It will go calm later on tonight, and that will force air temperatures back down near freezing coming up for tomorrow morning. Now, I think most areas will stay maybe just a little bit above freezing, but still, we've got your tomorrow morning low set at 33 degrees, which, I mean, it's within a degree. You're splitting hairs there. Now, do note the southwesterly winds or west-southwesterly breeze we're going to see tomorrow. That's going to do a great job of warming us up, going from near freezing at 7 back to the 60s as we head towards 2 to 3 p.m. We will largely stay in that range coming up for your Thursday, but then by Friday and Saturday and Sunday, we will get a little bit more heat back in the east. Do want to say hello to David Clark. Thank you so much for joining me. And I, too, do love the nippy and chilly air. It's very, very refreshing after a hot and humid summer. Now, the area of high pressure down to the south is going to do a great job of, again, keeping us sunny and dry over the next several days. Next real chance of rain comes in next week. So for the rest of this week and weekend, we may see a few passing clouds roll by, but that's pretty much it. And we're not really going to see much of that anyways. Thursday and Sunday, maybe a few clouds passing over eastern North Carolina skies, but certainly not sticking around. Rain chances not looking very impressive coming up for next week, but both Monday and Tuesday will feature an opportunity for rain as a cold front's going to roll through, knocking air temperatures down from the low 70s on Monday back to the mid to upper 60s as we head towards Tuesday. Now, again, over the next few days, we're going to be warming up, but it's not going to be a warm one today. Veterans Day today, 47 degrees for your high. Overnight lows back near freezing coming up for tomorrow morning. After that, though, we will start to regain some of that heat. Well, that's all we have time for today's 9 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you back here at 10 o'clock.
This hour of the WITN First Alert Desk is sponsored by ENC Pirate Realty.